Hey there my peeps, so you read the title, The Shield Reuniting or The Shield Returns. Whatever I title it as, I'm not sure. But, just to let you guys know, this isn't any news, this isn't rumors, this isn't confirmed. This is kind of a prediction or slash possible scenario, an idea that popped in my mind after what happened on Raw when Kevin Owens won the Universal title thanks to Triple H pedigreeing both Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Both, of course, former Shield members. Now, after that happened, a bunch of people took to social media to go ahead and make up some reasons as to why Triple H did what he did. Why? What's the explanation gonna be? I've seen a bunch of them. Probably the dumbest one I've seen is that Triple H went ahead and pedigreed Seth Rollins because he doesn't like the fact that Seth Rollins uses the pedigree, or Seth Rollins just sucks at using the pedigree, so he gave him a pedigree. Now, I'm thinking that's like a joke comment or troll comment, although some of those seem serious, but like, come on, that's not gonna be the actual reason. And then another reason I saw was that Stephanie McMahon cheated on Triple H with Seth Rollins, and that's gonna be the reason. I hope not. You see, I actually think that could maybe be the reason, but I really hope they don't do that, and I just think storylines like that don't belong on a wrestling program. Anyways, what is all about this Survivor Series Shield versus Jericho versus Kevin Owens versus Triple H match? So, obviously, Triple H went ahead and attacked Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, both who were a part of the Shield, and in attacking Seth Rollins, that pretty much turned Seth Rollins babyface, into a good guy, especially with Kevin Owens probably being the heel champion, because he's friends with Jericho, who's also a heel. He got the help of Triple H to win the title. Everything points to Kevin Owens being the heel champion. And as I pointed out in my last 5 reasons as to why this or that person, Roman Reigns or Finn Balor, is going to become the new champion, I went ahead and said that right now on Raw, there's a lack of top babyfaces to challenge for the championship. And so I said that the chances of them having a heel champion were pretty slim, and although Kevin Owens won the title as a heel, they fixed that issue kind of, or at least improved on it by going ahead, having Triple H cost Seth Rollins the match, thus turning Seth Rollins into another top babyface that can challenge Kevin Owens for the title. So now we've got all 3 members of the Shield as faces, and on top of that, all 3 of them have one new thing in common. Well, at least Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns had this thing in common before, but now Seth Rollins is a part of that group. They all now have something against Triple H. They don't like Triple H. So, how is this all gonna happen? This is how I think we might see the Shield reunite at Survivor Series to take on Kevin Owens, Triple H, and Chris Jericho. Now, why Survivor Series? It's simple, that's the next pay-per-view, cross-brand pay-per-view where both SmackDown and Raw superstars can compete on the same show. Until then, we've got, obviously, Backlash, Clash of Champions, No Mercy, and Hell in a Cell. So the closest cross-brand pay-per-view would be Survivor Series. That would be the next pay-per-view where Dean Ambrose can actually compete along with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Now, that brings up the question, why would they have the WWE Champion Dean Ambrose and the Universal Champion Kevin Owens compete in a 6-man tag team match? That would just leave the pay-per-view without a world title match. Now, this actually wouldn't be the first time Survivor Series doesn't have a world title match, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Dean Ambrose goes into this as the WWE Champion. I actually think that there would be a title match in this case, and here's how this would all start. So, as you all know, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, that's the current feud on SmackDown for the WWE title. And it's going down at Backlash, but it's obviously not just going to end at Backlash after one match. They're going to have some rematches. So here's what I'm saying. At No Mercy, which follows Backlash, Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles, once again, the rematch. And just as Dean Ambrose is about to win the match, he goes ahead, he hits Dirty Deeds on AJ Styles, Triple H comes out of nowhere and clocks him, and just like he went ahead and cost Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns the championship, he goes ahead and hits the pedigree on Dean Ambrose, allowing AJ Styles to capitalize on that, hit a 450 splash, or just pin Dean Ambrose afterwards, and retain or either win the WWE Championship. Doesn't really matter if he's retaining or winning it, as long as AJ walks out the champ and Triple H costs Dean Ambrose the WWE title. This sets up Dean Ambrose going ahead and teaming up with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns to take on Triple H, Kevin Owens, and Chris Jericho. Now, why would Triple H cost Dean Ambrose the title? See, what if Triple H went ahead and he attacked both Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns because he's tired of the Shield running things. He's tired of the Shield being on top. On SmackDown, you've got Dean Ambrose as a champion. On Raw, you've got Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns as, potential champions. They were about to win the title. So what if that's what he's tired of? He feels maybe that the Shield is trying to take over the WWE and he's here to stop it. And then following that, on an episode of Raw, you have Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns in a tag team match against Jericho and Kevin Owens. And Triple H goes ahead, gets involved either during or after the match. It's a 3-on-2 situation. They're attacking and they're getting the best of Roman and Seth. The crowd starts cheering for Ambrose because they know that Triple H cost him the championship match and he needs to come out there. And then Dean Ambrose music hits. He comes running down the ring. He helps the Shield clear out the ring of Triple H, Kevin Owens, and Chris Jericho. Crowd cheers. That ends the show. And then afterwards, they set up the match for Survivor Series. Triple H wants to get rid of the Shield once and for all in this match. And they could even add the stipulation in there where if the Shield wins, then Triple H is gone from the Authority, or he has, I don't know, he doesn't have power anymore or something like that. But we saw what happened at the last Survivor Series. When they did add that stipulation, the Authority came back like 2 weeks afterwards. But yeah, Survivor Series is also the pay-per-view where the Shield made their first appearance on the main roster, attacking Ryback and John Cena in a triple threat against CM Punk for the WWE Championship. So it would be pretty much the perfect place for the Shield to reunite, to come back together. Although I will say this, it would be better if AJ Styles is actually the champion in that championship match at No Mercy. So he's defending the title against Dean Ambrose rather than Dean Ambrose defending the title against AJ Styles, because if Dean Ambrose is the champion during the match and AJ Styles wins the title off of him, then obviously Dean Ambrose is entitled to a rematch. So then they'd be in a position where Dean Ambrose is entitled to a rematch, so why doesn't he go ahead and use that rematch at Survivor Series? But they could also go ahead and say that, you know what, Dean Ambrose is going to take care of the guy that cost him the title match in the first place, and then go ahead and focus on AJ and get his rematch. But also, for all this to work, Chris Jericho has to be in the WWE, obviously, come time for Survivor Series. See, this current run that he's having, he's been there for a while, and he's actually won some matches. He's been there longer than his last return, when he returned to take on and feud against Bray Wyatt. And I'm loving the current Jericho, and I hope they don't break him up from Kevin Owens, because if they do, then that's also something else that would prevent this match from taking place. And I'm loving the pair of Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, and he even tweeted out, "Congratulations to my best friend, Fight Owens Fight, for winning the WWE Universal title. We are going to be a great champion." Notice he said, "we are." That kind of reminds me of Team Hell No, even though that was pretty much the opposite, where they were both the tag team champions, but they were both saying, "I'm the tag team champion." So, for this to work, obviously Jericho still has to be with Kevin Owens, and I hope he remains with Kevin Owens at least for a little while longer. He's just been great, and I love how he always goes ahead and changes something about his character, adds something new to it. I mean, we had the original Jericho, then we had the 2008 Jericho, all serious, calling everybody hypocrites, parasites, and then we had the Jericho with the lineup jacket. That was kind of a combination. And now we've got this current Jericho, which is probably the funniest one yet. He's added some new catchphrases, some signature stuff that he does. The whole "it" thing, "stupid idiot," that's catched on now. He was actually using that before, but it really caught on this time in this run. And now he's coming out shirtless with a scarf on, looking disgusted like he just smelt Rikishi's asshole in the back. Jericho's freaking awesome. And Jericho against the Shield, along with Triple H and Kevin Owens, could be really good. It could make for a really good match and a really good feud. And Jericho would add a bit of comedy to it that really all the big Shield matches or the big Shield feuds haven't had. I'm not saying that they make the feud a comedy feud, because that's not the case and that's not what I want to see. But you could see, some comedy if they go ahead and have some promos between the two teams, and with Jericho going ahead and talking trash about the Shield. So that's it for my wild prediction as to how the Shield could return at Survivor Series. And this video, part of me made this video because I had seen so many people on social media, mainly Facebook, go ahead and say, oh, the Shield is now gonna return to take on, Triple H and Kevin Owens or something like that. Because Triple H attacked both Seth and Roman Reigns, and then people would reply to those people saying, how's that gonna happen? Dean Ambrose is on SmackDown, so it can't happen. Well, there you go. I went ahead and explained how I think this could happen. So in the comment section, let me know if you think I'm a stupid idiot for even thinking this could possibly happen, or let me know if you think this isn't, that out there and there is a possibility it could happen, and would you like to see it happen? Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, you can click the like button, and I'm out. See ya.